Welcome back to the GSL Team League with Wolf and Caldor. We just saw a really long, really unique PvZ, and we're going to see another one. Perhaps not as long and not as unique, but it will be Liquid Hero playing as the Protoss this time instead of Inca. And of course, Hero much better known for his PvZ. Like you said earlier, I think that they wanted to use Hero and perhaps this map for Dongri-gu, but things didn't work out that way. They have to use it now against Monster.
Yeah, they definitely have to use him because Monster is now on a 3-0 killing spree, and he is getting better each game. He made a bunch of mistakes last game, but as we said, this is going to be expected. And even though he made those mistakes, he just was waiting for his chance. When he finally saw Inca moving to a wrong position, he definitely took charge. We talked about it in length, but this was definitely the game-deciding moment. I still kind of disagree with the Ultulis decision. We talked about it a little bit during the break. And, well, after the transition for Broodlords with Corruptors, with everything that he had at the ground as well, he played very, very well. An insane game nonetheless. How many resource lost? 90,000?
Yeah, something absurd like that.
This is like
20,000
for one player. For one player. It's like, whoa. So, kind of a crazy game. I think that the next game will probably be a little bit shorter.
Yeah, and I think we might see that Warp Prism timing attack. But that's not really Hero's style.
Yeah.
Hero doesn't normally do builds like that.
And it's a little bit weird. We have seen a lot of different builds on Metropolis, but so far the build that, in my opinion, is the strongest for Protoss in PvZ is definitely 3 modals, your 10 sentries, moving out with the Warp Prism as well on 2 bases, and then just warp in round after round after round. Use the Warp Prism for the warp-ins, because you know your opponent won't have any anti-A except for the Queens. We'll see if Hero is going for a strategy like this. As Wolf said, usually it's not really what we would expect from him, but still, on Metropolis, this is just so strong.
Yeah, I think Metropolis is a good map for Protoss in general, even if the game goes longer than 3 base. We'll see how he controls the map. Hero's really known for his Stargate play and how he can kind of manage his Phoenixes very well. I expect to see some sort of Stargate play off of 2 bases, and then he'll use that to take a 3rd base, similar to how Genius has been using his Stargate play. You know, Hero was doing that a long time ago. That style was changed quite significantly, but now Hero is still rocking it every now and then. And there's a shot of Dongri-gu for like a half second there, but Dongri-gu obviously sitting on the bench. He is the final boss. But MVP is going to have to lose a few more times before he comes out. And Monster may just clean up house. He may very well do that.
Yeah, he played so well today. And he's still a little bit of a wildcard. We have him with some decent game records, but overall the sample size of his games is not just too huge.
Yeah, it's fairly small.
Yeah, so Monster definitely doing some advertising to do.
Well, we'll see what happens. We still don't have our Protoss player in here just yet.
Yeah, I saw him walk in there and a couple of minutes ago, so maybe he's just still setting up his gear. And I'm happy to give him some time to prepare for this match. We've seen a couple of really crazy games, and I want to see another epic match, another epic PvZ in this team battle. So let's see if Hero is able to take down Monster. I would love to see another player for MVP as well. I want to see Dongri-gu on this team more, and obviously, well, my heart is rooting for the Zerg play a little bit. Hero being part of Team Liquid as well is just like...
It's a tough call for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. He's like the fan favorite.
Oh, speaking of Team Liquid, there's something I wanted to talk about. Maybe someone who manages Liquipedia is listening, okay? I noticed that recently they added something. I'm looking at some results. I love the new page. I love the new layout. But I noticed on Liquipedia, there's this thing that says Capital Ship Watch or something. And it's like how many times a Broodlord or a Carrier or a Battlecruiser comes out. Okay, in that last game we saw quite a capital ship. You know, there was a lot of capital ships, let's just say that. But I've noticed that most people don't even update that. I like go and look, and there's like big section I have to scroll through that says Capital Ship Watch. Is that really necessary? Is that really part of our results? Is that like what we should have as part of our Liquipedia page? Is that what that should be? That's really weird. People don't even update when they're Broodlords. It's like the Broodlord is the capital ship reserve, is what it says, but then like nobody ever marks when they're Broodlords anyways. Nobody even uses it. Come on. That's silly. I just wanted to express this. But I love the new front page. It's awesome.
I haven't even seen it.
Well, I use the results.
I'm kind of ruining your moment, I know, but I
use the results for Liquipedia quite often. they're really up to date, and you follow in IEM with that, and following some other stuff as well.
Yeah, I follow all the IMM results, and I agree, but I haven't seen the particular thing that you've been talking about. So
it looks like we have a computer problem.
Yeah,
we were just informed. I'm guessing he's probably just going to swap computers, which means, of course, that he has to redo his settings. So,
by the way, do you know what completely made my day today?
When you got a cell phone?
No. That was awesome. I got my cell phone. Finally, it takes ages in Korea because first you have to get your alien registration card. In order to get your alien registration card, you need an HIV test, you need a medical exam, and like God knows how many things. So finally, I have my cell phone, and the guy at the store is asking me, okay, you can get your own number, and I'm like, okay, well, the whole number, and he's like, no, only the last 4 digits, and I'm like, yeah, well, I don't really care, what would I go for, maybe my birthday, and then he's like, yeah, well, we can start with the 7, and he's like, do you like 7s, and I'm like, what, and then I suddenly come up with the number, and I'm like, okay, I'm a geek, so whatever, let's just go for, there's only one number that you can choose, and I go home, and I Facebook about it, and about 5 seconds later, I have a message of Wolf, and Wolf is like, hey, cool, I heard you have your phone, and he writes down a number, and the last 4 are 1337. I'm like, hey, how do you know my mobile number? And I look at it, and I'm like, wait a second, the middle part is different. I'm like, Wolf, you boss, did you actually go for the same extension?
There's actually an elite group of people in Korea who all have 1337 as their last 4 digits, man.
Yeah, no, the Karn has it as well.
There's a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
Tasteless has that.
I wonder why.
That, man.
I wonder why.
Some former Starcraft 1 players, some foreigners out here who now play poker, those guys, they use it as well.
It was so funny. When I saw it, I was like, okay, this is the only number that you can, the only 4-digit number that you can actually go for.
Yeah. That's the choice that you have to make when you go there. Some people in other countries don't get to make that choice. I'm sorry that you don't live in Korea. You can't be cool like us. Like they're like think that they're not cool now. They're like, well, they look at their 4 digits and they're like, I guess I'm not cool now. I'm like, no, you're not. You're put in a different subcategory as of this moment.
It was really cool. Just sitting there looking at Skype and suddenly like, wait a second, Wolf. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, man, we have the same last 4 digits.
Yep.
I didn't even tell you that you should do that. I would have told you if I had known you were getting a phone today. Would have been like, of course you have to get your 1337 as your last 4 digits. But you're obviously part of the group, man. You already knew.
I was just sitting there, and he's like, yeah, give me 4 digits. I'm like, yeah, well, I don't care.
Well,
whatever. And he's like, yeah, do you like? So can I make up one for you? And I'm like, yeah, you go. And then he starts like, wait a second.
there was a moment where I got my tablet in Korea, and I had to have a phone number for it to get my 3G service. And they told me I had to pick a number just because of the service. It wasn't to use the tablet as a phone, but I was like, well, it's never going to be used for anything. He's like, yeah, but you have to pick. I'm like, why don't you just pick? And he's like, sir, I'm sorry, you have to pick. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what about 6666? And
he was not
he
happy.
looked a little bit surprised. He was like, I'm sorry, sir, we can't do that.
He
did. So then I smiled and I said, what about 4444? And he didn't find it funny, but I found it funny. So then, of course, I used 1337. But
okay.
That'll never come into play.
You can use 1338, you're more than lead. That would actually work as well.
Well, you're lead then. What does that mean?
No, you can't read it like that. You're more than lead, it's not leap.
Or maybe you're Lee 8. Like being fashionably Lee 8 to a party or something. I don't know.
You're taking this way too literally.
No, I think you're taking it too literally. You're talking about numbers. I'm talking about pronunciation of numbers that look like letters. I think that's not very literal, man.
I'm actually, by the way, talking about pronunciation was really weirded out a little bit today. Not weirded out, but I found it funny. We mentioned a couple of times already that Koreans don't have an F sound.
Yeah.
And they try to give me, usually when you get a contract, or if you want to have a mobile number in Korea, they try to just give you a contract and a mobile phone as well. So they always try to give me an iPhone. Do you want an iPhone 4? I'm like, no, I don't want an iPhone 4. I have an Android phone and I'm really happy with it. So let's just give me the number and that's all I need. It was like an iPhone.
I'm so used to it, man. I never notice stuff like that anymore. I just don't even notice.
I thought it was really funny. It was really cute.
Well, the best thing is when you see those like stores that say like we have iPhone 5 or iPhone 6 here. I'm like, I like go to Apple.com. I'm like, the new iPad was announced recently, but no. I'm like, I don't think so. I just don't think so. I don't think that's real. That's worldwide, man. That's not a Korea thing. That's like all over the world. They have those places in America too.
When I read the name for coffee shop, and it's actually the exact translation, but without the F, it's Kopi shop. And what if
I've never seen that.
If a coffee shop is called Kopi shop, what do they call a copy shop then? I haven't figured it out yet.
What?
Well, you know what a copy shop is.
No, what is that? What is that?
Just a shop where you can copy stuff.
Oh, copy.
Yeah, copy. So if a coffee shop, if a coffee shop is pronounced copy shop, what is a copy shop?
Kinko's, man. Kinko's, that's what it is. It's Kinko's, man, or it's like, I don't even, all I know is Kinko's, like, Office Max. Alright, we're gonna go into the game. Finally, Hero is ready. The map is Metropolis. Can Hero bring OGS back into this, or will Monster pick up yet another win?
I'm so happy that Hero is ready. I think people stop bleeding out of their ears if you continue talking like this. And getting back to StarCraft 2, ladies and gentlemen, we have once again our Zerg player at the top of the map. This guy is truly a
MVP Monster!
Call him butter, cause he's on a roll. 3 wins, and now he's up against another Protoss. He is up against OGS.
oGs-TL Shuttle!
You're a monster, man. You're like on a roll right now.
This guy is just... And I don't know, but I bump into Hero in every tournament that I am right now. Who's his assembly as well. Really nice guy, a little bit shy.
Well, he's so handsome. I mean, his hair color, it suits him so well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. His hair color, once again.
You know what I mean? You can't deny it anymore. You're always trying to make people think that you don't pay attention to programmers' hair colors, but actually Caldor is quite fond of his hair.
I am not that obsessed about hair color.
You don't have to be obsessed, but
you could tell me the hair color of each and every single GSL player for the last 4 years.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Except that the GSL has only been around for about 2 years, but... Well, not even 2 years, but you know, it's I could tell you about some StarCraft 1 pro gamers' hairstyles.
I don't doubt it. Not for a second.
I've seen photos of you in Warcraft 3 with hair, to put it one way. I know about all your hairstyles. There's 2 of them, man. There's 2 main hairstyles for Caldor.
Yeah, with and without hair.
Well, we have a pool first here for our Zerg player, and the Nexus goes down first before actually, it was Forge first before Nexus, I believe.
And just to mention it once again, we strongly believe that originally the idea of OGS was to send out Hero in order to take on Don Ragu. Yeah. So Hero, a Protoss player in combination with Metropolis, definitely a combination you want to use against Zerg, and the Zerg player that comes to mind when you mention Team MVP is Don Ragu. But Monster is doing so well right now that OGS has to pull this card a little bit earlier than they hoped for. Hero has a very nice record against Zerg. His best matchup is actually PvP, but he has a 65% win ratio against Zerg as well, with 93 wins and only 50 losses. His last opponents in PvP were Violet at the IGN Pro League Fight Club. He lost to Violet with 4-5. It was an intense series. It was actually really insane. It was casted by Cat's Pajamas and Doa. Really enjoyed that. So a quick shout out to our colleagues at IGN.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see what sort of build we're going to see from Hero. It's always the question, because on a map like this, the Zerg just eventually takes a third and plays normal, except in this case he's double gassing. This is unusual. I was going to say normally Zergs would just take a third, then take gases and play a normal game no matter what, and it's always about what the Protoss does to pressure. But double gas going down here, it could be 2-base Spire, but it could potentially also be some sort of Roach aggression or Baneling aggression, or both. I doubt it though.
Yeah, I kind of doubt it as well. I think that tech play is definitely more likely, but we'll see. And
in these positions, it's decent to go for mutas.
Yeah, you have to get a ton of spine crawlers in order to defend. He's droning up right now, so we'll see within the next few minutes what exactly is up to. And there it is, the lair tech starting, and wow, he can't deny the scout. Ah, horrible. So that's a little bit unfortunate. He was not able to spot the probe in time, and I feel that was a big misstep by Monster. He should have definitely been able to take out this probe of his opponent, especially with the 2 queens, and he's going straight for the Stargate. Hero, that is.
Yeah. I feel Hero may even add a second Stargate. He does have 3 gases. He looks like he's going to wait, though. Make another sentry. Because now he knows basically it's going to be Slayer tech. If it's Infestation tech, that's just so strange for this map. It's really easy to defend against that on this map several different ways, and rushing Infestors in this way is just not smart. He wants to come and see exactly what type of Slayer tech it is, but he gets denied this time.
It was a little bit too soon anyway. Now we have the Void Ray being built. And Hydras. Oh, interesting. So he's going for Hydra timing.
I did not expect this at all.
Okay, I would love to see a Nidus network as well now.
Oh, he absolutely will. There's no other option.
Yeah, he has to go for some kind of forward Nidus timing, and this can be so strong. And let's face it, especially against the Stargate opening.
And the problem, though, is he's not going to see this coming. If he could get a Phoenix into the main and see the Hydralisk...
There it is.
Yeah, there's Nidus. If he could see the Hydralisk, then he could start trying to catch the Zerglings in the middle of the map, but there's no way he's going to be able to deny the Nidus. If he could be out on the map even a little bit, even just with a few sentries to be able to deny it, but...
If Hero does not scout the forward Nidus, then he's going to die straight away.
I think so too, man. He's just now adding his additional gateways. He has no real firepower. He's only got a few sentries.
If Monster executes this well, ladies and gentlemen, then Hero is in so much trouble. I can't even describe how painful this might be.
He sees all the Zerglings, so he could actually deny the forward Nidus. Nope, too late. He could have done it, but he doesn't know, of course, what's going on.
Range upgrade for Hero is timed perfectly well, and with this attack will do so much damage. No Colossi. He doesn't even have a Robo. He has nothing in order to
He has 3 sentries and 2 cannons. That's what he has, Calidor.
He needs to put a queen with this as well. He needs the creep spread.
Oh! Going for the gateway first.
Oh god.
Rallying more Hydras out. And the cannons are going to start to fall here.
He needs more Hydras though. And he's building 3 cannons, exactly what he needs.
But even those cannons may not be enough.
Where's the queen? He needs to use a queen at least for 1 creep tumor.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by that as well. Just trying to hit all of his injects right now. He only has 2 queens.
Still, one creep tumor would help him so much.
Yeah, he's actually... He may be able to hold with these cans. The Robo is on the way. He's actually going to go out with Phoenixes. Yeah, he's going to hold this, I think, Calidor.
Yeah, he will. There are not enough Hydralisks. He doesn't have any support. More Hydralisks are joining the battle.
I don't like those force fields.
No, the force, I didn't like them either. It was like they were actually working for Monster.
Yeah. The rocks will fall.
But still, I don't think he has the numbers right now, does he? Well, kinda.
He's got a really good composition, but...
he needs more units in there, and he needs creep spread to be more agile. Those Hydralisks are just so slow.
Yeah, I'm so shocked at this point. There's no excuse for not having a creep tumor. He's actually going to Nidus into the main to draw the forces back, but only probes will be enough.
Yeah, that's the problem. If you Nidus into the main, you need to make sure that your opponent is not able to spot it, because even probes will be able to kill it. And he's retreating types GG and leaves the game.
Well, that was kind of a weird choice, but those are wants to play against the pros, so not bad.
I like the idea. It was very, very well defended by Hero. Immediately upon scouting what was happening, he placed down 3 cannons, and those cannons helped him quite a bit.
With the creep, I think he would have won, though.
I think so, too. I think with waiting a little bit, maybe for another bunch of Hydras being built, for another round of injects in the Hydras, and then attack with everything at once with the creep, that would have helped a bit, but still.
Liquid Hero is so far the hero for oGs-TL. Nicely done.
I'm a little bit disappointed by the last game, but I have to say that Hero defended this so well. 2 cannons already, saw the attack, placed down 3 additional ones, and then just swapped in units, gateway units, defended against the last chance that Monster had, the Nidus in the main base. He tried to go for the Nidus in the main base, and yeah, it was very well done by Hero.
Well, let's see what MVP is going to do now. They have so many players left. They've only lost 2, and it's a long road for OGS. Even though they're back in it now, they're not completely shut down. They have some ground to cover.
Yep. And we already have the next map. It is going to be Cloud Kingdom.
Interesting choice. It's hard to say what race that's going to be. I think it could potentially be a Zerg. Could even be a Terran though.
Could a Terran.
Could be a Protoss, but that would be a little bit weird. I don't think it'll be a Protoss.
Let's just take a wild guess. I say Keen.
Keen? Could be Keen. We'll see.
What about you? Go.
I can't pick. There's too many choices. That seems too.
Yeah, that's why you take a guess. Go.
I'm gonna guess Keen.
You coward.
Well, aren't you proud of yourself?
Yeah.
I'm like, Keller, after this, you should go buy a lottery ticket.
No. You went for the Vines prediction, and
I guess that's true.
I get Keen, so that's okay.
I guess we're tied.
Yeah.
It's not a competition. It is a competition for these guys, and Keen, see what build he wants to do. You can see he's ranked 17th in the GSL and 5-5, putting him at 50% for GSTL. He's used quite often. So we'll see how Keen does here. Obviously been able to perform well in Code S and Code A in the individual league. And look at that, I mean, he's been used so often in the team that he has more uses than almost anyone that we've looked at just yet.
Yeah, Keen is everywhere. Keen is really everywhere. If you have a tournament in Europe, if you have some kind of team league, Keen just plays everything. I think in some of the team leagues, occasionally Korean teams are trying to save their best players, trying to save them up for the leagues that are the most important to them, like the GSL, like the GSTL. But Keen is just, he's not just Codes yet, so he's always like, he's basically everywhere. He's just the go-to guy for MVP now before they pulled on him.
We'll see what Hero has got planned here. I wonder what build we'll see from Keen on this map. I think we'll probably see a 1 barracks expand gasless and just a macro game. Keen can play those macro games. And Hero can as well though. I don't think we're going to see anything unique out of either of these players. No specific timing attacks or all-ins. I think just very standard macro play. This could be a really exciting match. It's entirely possible that we see a Nexus first. I do not, however, think that we will see a command center first. Despite the fact he chose this map, the rush is quite long. I just don't see that being likely.
The clan war is now tied, ladies and gentlemen. We are on a 3-2-3. The STC with the first 2 wins. Hero getting another one after Monster went for his small killing spree. So now we have MVP Keen against oGs-TL Hero on Cloud Kingdom. Map is going to start in a few seconds. It's the GSTL with Caldo and Wolf. Anyway, we'll be back in 2 seconds.